So as the crew gets the 19 hooked up, you see in the infield crews already getting their cars ready for Capital Renegade qualifying. This qualifying will come right after hot lap sessions. Don't forget, folks, if you are on Dirt Draft, to set your Dirt Draft lineups before heat race action here tonight. Dirt Draft closes as heat race number 1 pulls onto the Speedway. So get your Dirt Draft lineup in. Saldana Oil Tanks is the work area sponsor for the 2025 season. Owner Joey Saldana credits the All-Stars with his journey to becoming an outlaw, embodying his dedication to the racing world. Again, Saldana Oil Tanks, the work area sponsor for the 2025 season. Hoosier Racing Tire is the 2025 Hard Charger sponsor. As you'll see tonight, CK Mechanical and CK Heating and Cooling, the Victory Lane, a sponsor for 2025. Since 2008, their expert team has provided building solutions for the Ottawa, Erie, and Sandusky County areas, offering heating, electrical, and plumbing services for residential, industrial, and commercial customers. For more information, visit ckmechanical.com. Group number 3 getting ready to get pushed on to the Speedway. From Evans City, Pennsylvania, Superior Tank and Trailer, Ravens Trailer, Rustler Sales and Services, Hobart Auto Parts, 27 Manufacturing, the 22, that's Brandon Spithaller. Brandon Spithaller, a winner last night at Sharon Speedway in the 32B machine, though. And lined up next to him from Rawson, Ohio, in the Golden Flavor Sesame Sticks King Cold Meats, that's the 98 of Ricky Peterson Jr. And also on that front line there, waiting to get pushed off from Tiffin, Ohio, in the Level Utilities, Fremont Auto Parts, Lender Speed Equipment, that's the 29 of Seth Sabo. Seth Sabo coming off his career best, a third-place finish at Hartford Speedway 2 weeks ago. From Struthers, Ohio, in the J.S. Bova Excavating Pro Quality Demo, Southeastern Equipment, Zeneca Sub Shop, SP Tech, that's the 20B of Cody Bova. From Findlay, Ohio, in the STP Motorsports, Big Red Truck Wash, Smith Titanium Jocko Sprint Parts, that's the 32 of Bryce Lucius. From Enon Valley, Pennsylvania, the Shell Haas Landscape Construction, McFarland Lumber and Pallets, Bobby Clark Racing, Watkins Turf Care, that's the 38 of Leighton Wagner. And from Ashland, Ohio, in the 89 Homes K&R Supply, that is the 7DK of Dylan Kingen. That will be the cars to hit the Speedway here for group number 3 of Hot Laps. So the last time the All-Stars were here, Bryce Lucius taking home the win. That was during Ohio Speed Week. Bryce Lucius getting his first 2 All-Star wins during that week. First career win came at Millstream Speedway in Findlay, Ohio, about 15 minutes from his house. And then the following night here. The green flag is out here. Anyone top Zane DeVault's 15.336. So checkered flag will come out. Zane DeVault still holds on to that quick time. Bryce Lucius quickest in that group, though, with 15.464. Put Bryce Lucius 4th quick on the board. So your top 5, Zane DeVault, Cale Thomas, Henry Malcutt, Bryce Lucius, and Casey Jedrzejczyk, still your top 5. Next on the Speedway. 42 from Pandora, Ohio, in the Helms and Son Excavating, Helms Construction, Cheney Trucking, Harvest Inn, that's the 42 of Caleb Helms. In the 16 from Worcester, Ohio, in the ABR Farms, Victory Railway, Hawkins Logging, that is Danny Mumal. Danny Mumal in the 16. In the 8T and the Chuck's Custom Truck and Trailer, that is Tanner Tecco. Tanner Tecco in the 8T making his all-star debut here tonight. From Mount Vernon, Ohio, in the 89 Homes, K&R Supply, Buckeye Auto Care, that's a 7-star of Tyler Street. From Sacramento, California, in the Triple J Towing, Burkhardt Financial, Harris Distributing, C&H Veteran Enterprises, the 101 of Caleb Henry. Bellevue, Ohio, in the Joyride Transportation, Maggot Sandblasting, that's the 25R of Jordan Ryan. And the 9X, that is Tyler Gunn. Tyler Gunn in the 9X. And just like that, in the final group of hot laps, new quick time 15.277 for your current points leader, the 101 of Caleb Henry. So all 29 cars have taken to the racetrack for hot laps. Next up, Capital Renegade qualifying. Capital Renegade is the quick time sponsor for 2025. They are an authorized Bravo trailer, Renegade, and Intech trailer dealership in Beltsville, Maryland. Through their own experience as racers and antique car collectors, they have a unique ability to help you with all your trailer needs. For more information or to look at their inventory, visit capitalrenegades.com. First two cars hit the Speedway from Caldwell, Ohio in the Kempthorne Auto Campus. That's the 38K of Chris Myers. And from Worthington, Pennsylvania in the Jarek Company, Kaiser Wheels, Blood Lubricants. That's the 3J of John Jarek. John Jarek in the 3K, the 3J, 38K of Chris Myers. Chris Myers in 32 races with the All-Stars, only one top 10 finish. John Jarek making his All-Star debut here tonight. Opening time for the 38K of Chris Myers. He'll go next two cars on the Speedway from Allenton, Michigan in the Crest Lincoln Ron's Car Quest out of the 5E of Bobby Elliott. And in the 6J from Mansfield, Ohio in the Precision Lube and Wash Shock Drywall. That is the 6J of Jonah Allman. Jonah Allman making his 5th All-Star appearance here tonight. Bobby Elliott, best finishes this year, 3 top 10s in his career, and 2 of them top 10 finishes, 9th at State Line and Latrobe. 15.694 for Bobby Elliott. Jonah Allman goes 16.280. Second time around for Bobby Elliott. He'll go slower. Jonah Allman will not improve either, so Bobby Elliott 15.694. Next two cars at the Speedway from LaGrange, Ohio in the Mr. Heater, Heat Star, Sherry's Outdoor World, Sherry's Propane, Heatmeyer Concrete, Team Line 'em Up, Simpson Social House. That's the 11N of Casey Jedrzak. And from Fairland, Indiana in the Rudzing Excavating, Centerline Boring, Smith Titanium, AL Driveline, Fairman Racing Shocks. That's the 49X of Cale Thomas. Cale Thomas, a winner this year at Mercer Speedway. Casey Jedrzak's highlights this year, starting on the pole at the King's Royal in the 11N. Casey Jedrzak, quick time, 15.271. First time around for Cale Thomas. Now he'll go quick time, 15.144. Cale Thomas, 14.948 on his second time. Next two cars on the Speedway from Worcester, Ohio in the Nagy's Performance Racing Products CNR. That's the 28N of Trey Jacobs. And from Adrian, Michigan in the Deddy Bears L&M Properties, Port Racing, Rhino Racing, Level Utilities, the 7N of Darren Nida. First time lap for Trey Jacobs. Quick time, 14.800 for Trey Jacobs. First time for Darren Nida. He'll go fifth quick, 15.722. Second time for Trey Jacobs. He will not improve, so 14.800 for Trey Jacobs. Second time for Darren Nida. He'll go fourth quick, 15.629. Next on Speedway from Holmesville, Ohio, in the Simcox Grinding Steel, Amanda Lewis, attorney at law, the 81 of Race Jacobs. And from Plymouth, Indiana, the Premier Planning Services, A to Z Mechanical, All Mobility, Dumps Bar and Grill, the 4 of Zane DeVault. Zane DeVault coming into tonight's second in points, just behind the 101 of Caleb Henry. First time lap for Race Jacobs, 15.985. First time for Zane DeVault, 14.958 for Zane DeVault. Jacobs' second time going to be slower, so 15.985 for Race Jacobs. Zane DeVault's second time was 15.166, so he'll hold third quick with a 14.958. From Strasburg, Ohio, in the Red Malcut Incorporated, Sugar Creek Cartage, Macintosh Oil, the 70 of Henry Malcut. And from Raymond, Washington, in the CEI Crane and Rigging, Starrett Services, DB Power Washing, Premier Pallet, Baker Mobile Home Transport, the Daredevil, Devin Borden in the 45. Devin Borden, a winner this year at State Line Speedway. Coming in the top 5 in points. Devin Borden, a really good mid-season serve. First time for Henry Malcut. He'll go third quick, 14.956. First time for Devin Borden, sixth quick, 15.474. Malcut's second time, 14.956 is still his quickest time. Borden fifth quick, 15.067. Next on the Speedway from Benton Ridge, Ohio, in the DNC Hydraulics, Ohio Logistics, Miller Customs, the W20, that's Greg Wilson. And from Enon Valley, Pennsylvania, the Shell Haas Landscape Construction, McFarland Lumber, Pallets, Bobby Clark Racing, Watkins Turf Care, Karski Security, that is the 38 of Leighton Wagner. Leighton Wagner, 2024 Wayne County champion. Greg Wilson coming off a strong surge of late, top 5 finish at Clayton County. Greg Wilson goes 15.764. Leighton Wagner's first time, he'll go sixth quick, 15.134. Greg Wilson will go slower, so 10th quick still for Greg Wilson. Second time for Leighton Wagner, he'll improve 15.096. So the next two cars on the Speedway from Rawson, Ohio, in the Golden Flavor Sesame Sticks, King Cold Meats, the 98 of Ricky Peterson Jr. And from West Plano, Texas, in the BCI Dental and Medical, Advanced Cast Stone, Fremont Fence Company, Crown Battery, Superior Tank and Trailer, that's the 19 of TJ Michael. TJ Michael in the 19, Ricky Peterson Jr. in the 98. TJ Michael, 14 career top 10s. Ricky Peterson Jr., 1 top 5, 2 top 10s in his career with the All-Stars. Trey Jacobs still holding quick time, 14.800. First time for TJ, he'll go 8th quick, 15.604. First time for Ricky Peterson Jr., now 8th quick, 15.335 for Ricky Peterson Jr. Second time for TJ Michael, he'll improve to 8th quick, 15.235. Final lap for Ricky Peterson Jr., 7th quick, 15.102 for Ricky Peterson Jr. Next on the Speedway from Ashland, Ohio, in the 89 Holmes K&R Supply Outlaw Logistics, that's a 7DK of Dylan Kingan. And from Evans City, Pennsylvania, in the Superior Tank and Trailer, Ravens Trailer, Russell Sales and Services, Homeball Auto Parts, 27 Manufacturing, that's the 22 of Brandon Spithaler. Brandon Spithaler fresh off a win last night at Sharon Speedway. Dylan Kingan making his 13th appearance with the All-Stars in his career. First time lap for the 7DK, he'll go 13 quick, 15.949. First time for Brandon Spithaler, 5th quick, 15.048. So Brandon Spithaler, 15.048. Second time for the 7DK of Dylan Kingan, will not improve, 14th quick. Second time for Spithaler, he'll go slower as well, 15.220. Next on the Speedway from Findlay, Ohio, in the STP Motorsports Big Red Truck Wash. Smith Titanium Jocko Sprint Parts. That's the 32 of Bryce Lucius. Bryce Lucius going around as he will not stop. The other car on the Speedway there from Struthers, Ohio, in the JS Bova Excavating Pro Quality Demo Southeastern Equipment Seneca Bob Sub Shop. That is the 20B of Cody Bova. So Cody Bova, Bryce Lucius on the Speedway. Lucius there saves what could be dangerous, as now he'll go right above where he was. So green flag will fly on these two cars for their qualifying efforts. Bryce Lucius, a two-time winner this year with the All-Stars, one here at Wayne County and also at Millstream Speedway, both during Ohio Speed Week. First time lap for Bryce Lucius. 11th quick, 15.305. First time for Cody Bova. 12th quick, 15.235. Correction, Bryce Lucius. Now he'll go 10th quick, 15.176. Second time for Cody Bova, he will improve. 12th quick, 15.408. Next two cars on the Speedway from Tiffin, Ohio, in the Global Utilities Fremont Auto Parts. That's the 29 of Seth Sabo. And from Pandora, Ohio, in the Helms & Son Excavating, Helms Construction, Chaining, Trucking, Harvest Inn. That's the 42 of Caleb Helms. Caleb Helms on the Speedway as well with Seth Sabo. Seth Sabo coming off his career best with the All-Stars, a third place finish at Hartford Speedway. Seth Sabo, second quick, 14.933 for Seth Sabo. Second time for Seth Sabo, will not improve. He'll go slower, 14.941. Second time for the 42 of Caleb Helms will be slower as well, so 15.453 for Caleb Helms. 14th quick. So the 9X of Tyler Gunn on the Speedway, he will pull in. But also on the Speedway in the 16 from Worcester, Ohio, on the ABR Farms Victory Railway Hawkins Logging. That is Danny Mumal. Danny Mumal in the 16. Danny Mumal, current points leader. first time. 16.046. Second time for Danny Mumal, he'll go 15.956. Next on the Speedway from Sacramento, California, in the Triple J Towing, Burkhardt Financial, Harris Distributing, C&H Veteran Enterprises, Valvoline, FK Rod Ends, the 101 of Caleb Henry. And in the 8T, in the Chuck's Custom Truck and Trailer, that is Tanner Tecco. Tanner Tecco technically making his first All-Star start of his career. First appearance this year was at Attica, which rained out. Caleb Henry, your current points leader, coming into tonight. Three-time winner this year. First time for Henry. Caleb Henry, 15.539. Second time for Caleb Henry. Will be slower, so 15.539 for Caleb Henry. Tanner Tecco, 16.170. The final two cars at the Speedway from Mount Vernon, Ohio, in the 89 Homes, K&R Supply, Buckeye Auto Care, Schaefer Oil. That is the 7-star of Tyler Street. And from Bellevue, Ohio, in the Joyride Transportation, Megan Sandblasting, Hertz Tire Shop, the 25R of Jordan Ryan. Jordan Ryan, Tyler Street. Final two cars. Tyler Street's best career finish, 17th at Atomic in 2023. Tyler Street's second in Wayne County points coming into tonight. Street's first time. 15.296. Jordan Ryan goes 17th quick, 15.621. Second time for Street will be slower, so 15.296 will hold Tyler Street. Second time for Jordan Ryan, he'll go 15.270. So quick time tonight, taking home his first quick time award of the season in the 28M. That is Trey Jacobs. Trey Jacobs, quick time overall here tonight, 14.800. So that will do it for time trials here for the NAPA Auto Parts All-Star Circuit of Champions presented by Valvoline. Crews and cars will head back to the pit area. Get ready for heat race action coming up, but next it'll be 305 hot laps and time trials for the 305s.
Once again, a big thanks to Helms & Son Excavating, sponsoring tonight's activities here at Wayne County Speedway. Helms & Son Excavating offering various services, including excavation, concrete and masonry, landscape, grading, and asphalt paving. Call 419-422-7738. And we thank them for their sponsorship of tonight's activity. We got the 305s scheduled to come out for their hot lap / qualifying. Cale Maurer out of Burbank in the 13M. D. Miller Electric, Wayne Holmes, and Zid Agency Insurance sponsors the 13M. Blaine Keckler in the 4M. And also the 49. John Ivy out of Fremont. John Ivy in the 49. So Blaine Keckler with that last lap, 16.996 is your quick qualifier in the first three. John Ivy in the 49I, second quick, 17.212. And Cale Maurer in the 13M, third quick, 17.642. So Blaine Keckler in the 4M, your quick qualifier in the first three. Next group out to be Dustin Dinan in the number 6 out of Fremont. Level Utilities, Level Performance, and D2 Excavating. Some of the sponsors on the D2. Braden Torek in the number 2 out of LaGrange. Modern Poured Walls, KMU Trucking, SK Roofing, and Lorenzo's Pizza sponsors the number 2. And also getting fired up again is the 26 out of Fremont. That's Jamie Miller. Jamie Miller in the 26. Boca Construction, Caleb Farms, Pizza Wheel, JOH Contractors. Some of the sponsors on the 26, Jamie Miller. Number of wins up at Attica Raceway Park and Fremont in the 305 division. Torek in the number 2 goes to the top of the list, 16.761 for the number 2. Jamie Miller, third fastest right now in the 26, 17.111. And Torek will stay at the top of the list, 16.761. Keckler still second fastest, 16.996. Jamie Miller, third fastest, 17.049. John Ivy, fourth fastest, 17.212. Cale Maurer in the 13M, 17.642. And the number 6, Dustin Dinan, did not trip the clock. 16.871 for Dustin Dinan, 16.781. So that makes him second fastest. Dylan Watson in the number 12. Next to come out. Dylan out of LaGrange in the Dylan Watson Trucking KTS Equipment, Ceramic Design Technologies. And the 36 junior, that's J.J. Hennis out of LaGrange, Perfection Fabricators, Grieber Racing, and Brian's Automotive. And then it's the 21S of Benji Seifert out of Bluffton in the Helms & Son Excavating K&T Rental, USA Lawn Care, number 21. So Benji Seifert in the 21S, third fastest overall, 17.030. J.J. Hennis in the 36 JR, sixth fastest, 17.272. And Dylan Watson in the number 12, a time of 17.312. So Brandon Torek in the number 2, still your quick qualifier, 16.761.
And rolling on next on to the racetrack for your hot lap and qualifying sessions for your 305s. Up front, that is the 4X of Brian Sabedo. And that red number 4X. Behind him can be the 13M of Cale Maurer. Maurer sponsored by D. Miller Electric, Wayne Holmes, Zid Agencies, and DJ Aircraft Maintenance. And last but not least, piloting the number 18 is going to be Ben Watson. All drivers checked in. First driver on the clock is going to be 8K. He'll go fifth quick, 17.106. Brian Sabedo in the 4X. He'll go 16.827, getting up for second quick. Drew Seifert, 10th quick. And third quick for Ben Watson in the 18, 16.937. Zach Kramer, quick time, 16.687. Out in the 4X, he'll go top of the chart, 16.580. Drew Seifert, 11th quick, and Ben Watson not able to best his first lap. So Brian Sabedo driving the 4X. He'll go top of the chart, 16.580.
So we're going to go schedule at 7:15 for first race. Do a little track prep here in a moment. Don't forget the concession stand is open, along with the beer stand right behind the grandstand. Got a couple trailers back there selling shirts and souvenirs. Sink Garage open for business with a lot of apparel and also some die-cast models of sprint cars and late models, so check all that out. Also watch for Peggy selling the 50/50 tickets throughout the grandstand.
DMI is a leading manufacturer of steering, suspension, and driveline components of the sprint car industry. The line of Bulldog quick change rears featured unmatched reliability, innovation, and strength. DMI T-Rex torsion bars are the choice of the sport's top professionals who demand consistency and performance. DMI Bulldog components are proudly made in the USA in our Lancaster, Pennsylvania manufacturing facility. Visit diversifiedracing.com to learn more about the complete line of DMI racing components and Bulldog quick change rears.
Save your lunch money for. Welcome to the High Limit Room.
Around the Wayne County area. And coming up on Sunday, August 31st, that'll be the Pete Jacobs Memorial. The All-Star Circuit's right back here with that, along with the 305 sprints and the modifieds on the Sunday of Labor Day weekend. And we'll wrap up the season in late September. It'll be the dirt blowout on Friday and Saturday nights. On Saturday night, it'll be the Sam Huffman Memorial for the mini stocks, along with all the sprints, late models, super stocks, and mods on hand to wrap up the 60th anniversary season here at Wayne County Speedway. Once again, we thank O'Reilly Auto Parts being our track sponsor for the season and their sponsorship of the Race to the Championship points for all 5 divisions. O'Reilly Auto Parts is an American auto parts retailer that provides automotive aftermarket parts, tools, supplies, equipment, and accessories to professional service providers and do-it-yourself customers. O'Reilly Auto Parts located at 1456 North Main Street in Orrville. And also thanks to Pine Tree Towing and Recovery. They're the premier provider of heavy truck towing, recovery, roadside service, and repair provider in Southeast Ohio. They're the sponsors of our sprint car division here at Wayne County Speedway on a weekly event. Also thanks to Malcutt's Tavern, our sponsor of our late model division. Malcutt's Tavern is a cozy and welcoming bar and restaurant located at 719 South Worcester Avenue in Strasburg. Known for its delicious food and friendly atmosphere, this institution is a favorite spot for locals and visitors alike. Whether you're looking to grab a drink with friends or enjoy a tasty meal or catch the game on TV, Malcutt's Tavern has something for everyone. Once again, they're located at 719 South Worcester Avenue in Strasburg. Also thanks to Flynn's Tire and Auto Service, our modified sponsor. The mission of Flynn's Tire is to serve our customers and community more effectively than anyone else can serve them. We strive to provide the friendliest and most efficient service possible, putting our customers first before anything else. Flynn's Tire and Auto Service in Orville, located at 1545 North Main Street, with many locations around Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania. See Peggy selling the 50-50 tickets right behind the flag stand here in the grandstands. So if you haven't got your 50-50 ticket, look for her. I believe she's got pink tickets going on sale right now, so check them out. Also, thanks to Canton Glass House, our Superstock sponsor. The Canton Glass House provides residential, commercial, heavy equipment, semi-trucks, and mobile auto glass services, celebrating 18 years in business. And they do insurance and non-insurance claims. Mobile service available within 20-mile range. Their phone number is 330-280-3613. Also, thanks to Joyride Transport, sponsor of our mini stocks here at Wayne County Speedway. Joyride Transport is a family-owned trucking company. Joyride Transport hauls local and over-the-road, mainly freight with a few livestock. Get a hold of Doug Drown today at 330-621-2898. And if you're staying in the Wayne County area, looking for a place to stay, maybe getting your kids back to the College of Worcester or getting ready for the Wayne County Fair, stop by the Best Western Plus and get your room. Located in Worcester, the Best Western Plus Hotel and Conference Center is sure to provide a peaceful and comforting home away from home for any traveler. Located at 243 East Liberty Street, give Teresa and her staff a call today at 330-264-7750. Also, thanks to Henthorne Golf Carts. Once again, if you go behind the grandstands, there's an electric golf cart that we're going to raffle off. Tickets are $20 a ticket. All proceeds go to the Lou Gehrig Disease Foundation, the ALS, and all the proceeds, like I said, go for that foundation. So check that out. Also got a, I believe, $500 second prize and a season general admission pass to Wayne County Speedway for next season. So if you're in the market for a golf cart, parts, accessories, or repair, give Chris or Lindsay a call at 330-601-1663. Henthorne Golf Cart Sales located at 5 miles west of Route 3 on State Route 95. Also, we've been talking about Sink's Garage. They got their little trailer set up at the far end of the grandstand down by turn 4. Sink's Garage has all the newest ADC 124th and 164th late models and 1/8th, 150th, and 164th Acme Sprint cars, plus much more. So stop down and see them in their trailer. Or call Matt at 330-284-8703. Also, a big thanks for our sponsors all year long. That includes the K&B Septic Service, Buck's Auto Sales, sponsors of our green flags and red flags here at Wayne County Speedway. Also, a big thanks to Santmar Energy. If you stop at a gas station like Marathon, Exxon Mobil, or Chevron, you're probably getting gas from Santmar Energy. Also, thanks to Hall's Auto Sales over there in Mansfield, 1657 Ashland Road. Also, big thanks to Medina Mountain Motors. Medina Mountain Motors located at 199 Factory Street in Cruston, Ohio. Also, thanks to AMSOIL and dealer Junior Howell. Junior Howell is an independent AMSOIL dealer in Worcester, 330-464-3988. This is his number. Also, thanks to Kistler Engines. Kistler's does a lot of engine work for many of the sprint cars around here, including the 410s, the 360s, and the 305s. They're located at 1263 North County Road, 232 Fremont, Ohio. Also, thanks for Serpentini Chevrolet here in Orville. We're located at 1107 North Main Street. And if you're looking for any kind of car, used or new, stop by Serpentini Chevrolet. Also thanks to Triple B HVAC Company of Wayne County Speedway. They're located at 7166 Fox Lake Road in Smithville. 234-429-0264 if you need work done on your air conditioner, which has been working overtime for everybody, or you get ready for fall and your furnace work. Also thanks to CSB, the Commercial and Savings Bank, located at 119 West High Street in Orville. Of course, thanks to Pepsi, the official soft drink of Wayne County Speedway. Pepsi with all their drinks available at the concession stand. Family owned and operated, Kimball Recycling has been in business since 1948. They've got 5 locations in Ohio, so check them out. They're known as a local homegrown company that cares deeply about the communities that they serve. Also at White's Ford on 57, we have devoted ourselves to serving our customers with a large selection of new Ford vehicles and quality service. Visit today. White's Ford, located at 1780 North Main Street in Orville. Thanks to the Ugly Duck, they're located at 3331 East Lincoln Way in Worcester. The Ugly Duck Bar and Grill with many good items for your edible enjoyment. Graphics created by a racer for a racer, affordable prices, same quality with prompt response. Call 567-274-2202 for Platinum Designs. And the Mansfield Distributing Company is a family-owned and operated wholesaler of Anheuser-Busch, Yuengling, Corona, and Copa wine products, along with a wide variety of local craft and regional breweries. Main office is in Norwalk, located at 3071 Cleveland Road, with branch operations in Mansfield. And our sponsor of our victory lane is Summit Racing Equipment. They're a renowned automotive parts store that has been in business for more than 55 years with all types of parts for any type of vehicle you have. Located at 1200 Southeast Avenue in Talmadge. Sponsor of our Yellow Flags all season long is Bowman Beverage. And they have a variety of beverages, snacks, and party needs, located at 927 East Bowman Street in Worcester. Open 24/7, Bell Stores is a one-stop location for gas and all your needs for drinks and foods, and with several locations in the Wayne County area. You can't go far without seeing a Bell store in the Wayne County area. Millersburg Tire Service has been and continues to be a family-owned, homegrown business in Millersburg for over 60 years. Millersburg Tire Service, located at 7375 State Route 39 East in Millersburg. And Southeastern stands behind the equipment we carry and the customers we serve. It's been that way for over half a century. Today they offer over 30 lines of new, used, and rental equipment for dozens of industries, along with full in-shop and field technician service, a dedicated parts department, and an online parts store. If you're having a family get-together or a backyard cookout, stop by the Short Stop for some good steaks. Or if you're looking for pizza subs, right there you go, the Short Stop in Loudonville, 3052 State Route 3, family-owned and woman-owned operated gas station and convenience store in the heart of the Mohegan area. Deems Glass is a family-owned auto glass repair replacement company serving northern Ohio. Call 330-749-7969 for an appointment. Also, the biggest little hardware store in Wayne County is the Dalton Hardware, located at 16 East Main Street in downtown Dalton. Discover, learn, and thrive adult and community education at Wayne County's Schools and Career Center is conveniently located in Smithville in the heart of Wayne County. Get started is easy. Call or mail to learn more at 330-669-7070 for Wayne County Schools and Career Center. Providing professional and reliable towing and roadside assistance 24/7. That's North End Towing and Recovery. Their phone number is 330-264-1851. And Victory Fuel Energy Drink. Fill your body and build up your energy with premium hydration before you go out and perform, no matter what you do. And Berkey Excavating is a reputable excavating contractor in Smithville and serving Wayne County that specializes in excavation, demolition, and site preparation. Phone number is 330-621-1388. So still just a few minutes away from getting underway with this back-to-school Bob Cheney Memorial Tuesday night special. Of course, going back in the 70s when the now All-Stars started up, a bunch of promoters got together and decided to try something different, and they ran a series of Wednesday night races all around the state, and that eventually turned into what is now Speedway. But it'd be kind of cool maybe to see somebody, and I think the high limits started a little bit running midweek shows, but it'd be kind of neat, I think, to see somebody start up a midweek Wednesday specials, maybe just run 6 or 7 of them, and maybe every other Wednesday or something like that, where it would be pretty neat. At least Old Glory's blowing a little bit of a breeze here at Wayne County Speedway. Once again, tonight's races being partnered by Helms & Son Excavating. They offer various services, including excavation, concrete and masonry, landscaping, grading, and asphalt paving. Phone number is 419-422-7738. So we appreciate Helms & Son for their help here at Wayne County Speedway for this special event, the Bob Cheney Memorial. And once again, pretty cool. Keep your eye on the throwback wing of Caleb Helms on the number 42 tonight. That wing was the original wing that was on the first feature win car that Rob Cheney raced here at Wayne County Speedway back on May 22nd, 1993. Rob was just 17 years old, and the next season was track champion, 1994 track champion here at Wayne County Speedway. Rob won many races all around the area as he ventured out and ran with the All-Stars, a couple World Outlaw shows, and all over. And there was none better than Rob. But like we talked about last Saturday night here, once you get older, once these drivers get older and they get kids into sports, they kind of drop back and let the kids take over with whatever sports they may get into in high school, into college even, or if they do get into racing. Some do get into racing. We talked about this being our 60th year at Wayne County Speedway. Opening night was back on June 26, 1965. 1965. Nearly 3,000 seats here, and it was jam-packed. And the first race ever won here was won by Eve Davis in the number 98 car. Eve also was the fast qualifier that night. A time of 21.36. 21.36 was the quick time on opening night in the open wheel modified sprint is what they called him back then. But he did not win the feature. The feature went to Myron Harris over Ken Jacobs, Eve Davis, Joe Carney, Dick Plew, Pee Wee Venables, and Tom Oot. So that's some of the names way back. Other drivers in the first season included Dean Alexander, and Dean still around and fourth generation driver of Caden Alexander, runs the modifieds here at Wayne County Speedway. Had a feature win last year. Also other drivers back then, Royal Freed, Woody Holland, Dick Byerly, Pete Bonowit, Chuck Adams, Leroy Kendall, Jim Renner, and Ed McClure. Jim Stewart claimed the first season championship back in 1965. That's when they ran open wheels. They kind of call them modified sportsmen or modified sprints, whatever you want to. But back in the 1950s, 58 over to Ashland County Fairgrounds, back when they ran coupes and sedans, they started cutting those down, and we got them down to now what they are, sprint cars in the area. Many of the drivers back in the early days when they was the modified sportsman, eventually when some tracks went to 2 nights a week and started the late models, many of those drivers went to the late models and ran both nights, usually Saturday and Sunday nights here at Wayne County Speedway. And then this past Saturday night, we had the Don and Hans Gross Memorial for the super late models. Rick Gross, promoter back in the late 80s, well, most of the 80s and even the early 70s maybe, but he was here and had some stories and all that good stuff. So I'm sure up above in heaven there's a jam-packed full of people looking down at Wayne County Speedway tonight that has been around and were instrumental in getting this track going and keeping it going. There's another former track champion coming up the steps right behind the flag stand, Mr. George Prosser. George, what are you sitting down for? Hey, George. George, they get that number 19 ready to go again? All right, thumbs up for that. So once again, make sure you stay hydrated throughout the night. Water available at the concession stand and also at the beer stand back behind the grandstand here. And make sure you stop by one of the trailers. I know Spithaler has a shirt trailer back there, and Sinks is open. So make sure you don't go home without a new T-shirt tonight from somebody. Hey, Rob Greer, this your birthday? How about that? Hey, everybody say happy birthday to our flagman. Happy birthday, Rob. Rob, are you like me, just turned 37 for the second time? All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just about ready to get underway with tonight's racing activity here at Wayne County Speedway. And as usual, we'll turn it over for the Ugly Duck Bar and Grill prayer. Here's Eric Ruth.
Let's all rise for prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you in praise and thanksgiving. Thank you so much for the fun that we'll all have. Lord, I thank you because when you walked this earth, you often ate and enjoyed fun things with people around you. And I thank you for allowing us to enjoy fun things and good food and good racing. Lord, for enjoying our families and our friends. Thank you for the track personnel and for the crew members as well as they work hard to get everything ready. And Lord, I pray that your hand of safety would rest upon these drivers. They're going to test the limits of their cars. They're going to push them to the edge, and I pray that you will help them to not make too costly of a mistake. Thank you and praise you. We love you for the evening that you gave us. In Jesus' name, amen.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's honor this great nation of ours. Honor all those that are serving, all those that have served, and all those that gave their all so that we can have freedoms like this each and every night and week of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, the Wayne County Schools Career Center National Anthem. Gentlemen, and welcome to Wayne County Speedway for a back-to-school special, the Rob Cheney Memorial, featuring the All-Star Circuit of Champions Sprint Cars, along with the 305 Sprints. Are you ready for some racing on a Tuesday night? All right.
Heat race number 1, brought to you by Premier Planning Services. At Premier Planning Services, they understand that every client has unique needs, and they pride themselves on their ability to tailor to their services and meet those needs, whether you want the right health insurance or understand your Medicare options. They are here for you. For more information, visit pps4u.com. Heat race number 1 lines up like this on the pole from Rawson, Ohio, in the golden flavor sesame sticks. King Colt meets the 98. That is Ricky Peterson Jr. To the outside from Caldwell, Ohio, in the Kep Thorne Auto Campus, the 38K of Chris Myers. Row number 2 on the inside from Strasburg, Ohio, in the red Malcut ink. Sugar Creek Cartage, Macintosh Oil. That's the 70 of Henry Malcut. To the outside, starting in the 4th spot from Worcester, Ohio. Set quick time tonight in the Nagy's Performance Racing Products, CNR, Kilgore, and Herring. That's the 28N of Trey Jacobs. Starting 5th from West Plano, Texas, in the BCI Dental and Medical, Advanced Cast Stone, Fremont Fence Company, Crown Battery. That's the 19 of TJ Michael. Starting 6th from Struthers, Ohio, in the JS Bova Excavating Pro Quality Demo, Southeastern Equipment, Seneca Buffs Sub Shop. That is the 20B of Cody Bova. Starting 7th from Adrian, Michigan, in the Deddy Bears, L&M Properties, Poor Racing, Rhino Racing, Level Utilities, 7N, that's Darren Nida. Starting 8th from Ashland, Ohio, in the 89 Homes, K&R Supply, Outlaw Logistics, the 7DK of Dylan Kingan. Starting 9th from Worthington, Pennsylvania, in the Jarek Company, Kaiser Wheels, Blood Lubricants, the 3J of John Jarek. And rounding out the field from Melinta, Ohio, in the SLR Racing 9X, that's Tyler Gunn. That is how heat race at number 1 will line up. Planning Services Heat Race number 1. Going to give our officials a thumb up or thumbs down here before we get ready for heat race action. We'll spread these cars out. Get a little hot lap session in here, get this track running and race ready. Heat race racing. So caution lights back on. Get this field doubled up and get ready to go. Heat race action here. Field is doubled back up. We'll get ready to go. Lights out here and ready for Premier Planning Services heat race action. Ricky Peterson Jr., Chris Myers on the front row. Malcutt, Jacobs, Michael, Bova, Nida, Kingen, Jarrett, and Gunn is how this field again will line up. Bowman Group pace truck will pull in. 8 laps the distance here for heat race action. Green flag is out here in heat race number 1. Good start for your front row. Peterson going to lead him into turn 1 and 2. Myers on the top side. He'll take the race lead out of 2. Chris Myers to the race lead. Here comes Trey Jacobs now to the inside on Ricky Peterson Jr. Ricky Peterson Jr. on the top side. Going to hold on to the second spot over Trey Jacobs. Chris Myers out in front. Peterson, Jacobs, Malcutt, and TJ Michael, your top 5. But TJ Michael has a hornet's nest of Cody Boba, Darren Nida right behind him, and they're going to drag in Henry Malcutt too. So we have a 4-car battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. As here goes Boba to the inside on TJ Michael, not going to get by TJ in 1 and 2. Chris Myers still leads here as here comes Trey Jacobs to the inside on Ricky Peterson. Peterson still holds on to the second spot, Trey Jacobs in 3rd. Malcutt 4th, here goes Boba to the inside yet again on TJ Michael. TJ Michael still going to hold on to the 5th spot. So TJ Michael has held off Cody Bova as 4 down, 4 to run here in heat race number 1. Ricky Peterson Jr. in 2nd. Trey Jacobs still not giving an inch, closing back in here for your 2nd spot. Darren Nida right there with the 20B of Cody Bova, still trying to go after the 19 of TJ Michael for 5th. Chris Myers out in front. Ricky Peterson as here goes Nida now to the inside on Bova. He'll get by. So So now Darren Nida up to the 6th spot. 7N of Darren Nida. Now starting to close in here on TJ Michael. Bova went bottom. Nida goes middle. Michael goes top. So 3 cars running 3 different lines. It's now Darren Nida to the inside there on TJ Michael. White flag in the air one more time around for Chris Myers. Ricky Peterson holds on a slide job there by Darren Nida. Nida and TJ Michael, that is for your 5th spot. Nida again to the inside. He'll hold the bottom. Now he'll slide up in front of TJ Michael. TJ Michael with a run out of the corner into turn 3 and 4. TJ Michael now short slider there on the 7N of Nida. Out of turn number 4, drag race to the line for 5th. Give it to Darren Nida. Chris Myers taking home the heat race win. Ricky Peterson Jr. second. Trey Jacobs, Henry Malcutt, and a drag race to the line by .036. Darren Nida over TJ Michael for that 5th spot. So again, taking home heat race number 1 win, the 38K of Chris Myers. Heat race number 2 brought to you by All Pro Cylinder Heads. 410 sprint car blocks now available at All Pro, the choice for your premium aluminum cylinder heads for over 40 years now. Has the same unmatched quality in 410 sprint car blocks. It doesn't get any better. Visit the website or call All Pro for more details on a block and cylinder head package for your team. Heat race number 2 lines up like this from LaGrange, Ohio in the Cherries Propane, Heatmeyer Concrete. Team line them up. That is the 11N of Casey Jedrzak. To the outside from Raymond, Washington in the CEI Crane and Rigging. Starrett Services, DB Power Washing, Premier Pallet, the 45 of Devin Borden. Starting in the 3rd spot from Plymouth, Indiana, the Premier Planning Services, A to Z Mechanical, All Mobility, Duff's Bar and Grill, the 4 of Zane DeVault. To the outside in the Level Utilities, Fremont Auto Parts, that's the 29 of Seth Sabo. Starting 5th from Bellevue, Ohio in the Joyride Transportation, Megan Sandblasting, Ernst Tire Shop, that is the 25R of Jordan Ryan. Starting outside from Pandora, Ohio in the Helms & Son Excavating, Helms Construction, Cheney Trucking, that is the 42 of Caleb Helms. Starting 7th from Allenton, Michigan in the Crest Lincoln Runs Conquest Armada, the 5E of Bobby Elliott. Starting in the 8th spot from Worcester, Ohio in the ABR Farms Victory Railway, Hawkins Logging, that is the 16 of Danny Mumal. And rounding out the field in the 8T in the Chuck's Custom Trailer, that is Tanner Tecco. Scheduled to start 10th was Aiden Price in the 2MD. He is scratched from tonight's racing action. Lights are out. top 6 to tonight's A main. The rest will have to go through a B main here tonight. Jedrzak Borden on the front row. DeVault, Seth Sabo, row number 2. Green flag is out. Good start for Devin Borden as they go into turn 1 and 2. Jedrzak to the inside. He'll slide up. Devin Borden goes around the outside as Zane DeVault gets sideways out of the corner, and he's going to lose a transfer spot. So a tough start for Zane DeVault. Devin Borden, Casey Jedrzak 1-2. But now keep an eye on the 25R of Jordan Ryan. Here comes Bobby Elliott to the inside. He'll slide up in front of Sabo. Sabo to the inside. He'll get back to the 4 spot. Ryan now goes to the outside, the 5E of Bobby Elliott to the bottom side. He'll hold on to the bottom, but now a 3-car battle. Bobby Elliott, Zane DeVault, Jordan Ryan going at it right now. That is for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Zane DeVault there, Rooster Tails out of turn number 2. He'll go to the inside, slide job on Bobby Elliott. Elliott goes back underneath, not going to get by. So Zane DeVault now up in front, Elliott to the inside. Here comes Ryan to the outside. Ryan going to clip the wall, but gets by Bobby Elliott. Devin Borden holds on to the race lead, now out in front by over 2 seconds in front of Casey Jedrzak. Bobby Elliott now has some ground to catch up if he wants that 6th spot from Jordan Ryan. Devin Borden, Jedrzak, Caleb Helms, Seth Sabo, Zane DeVault is your top 5 here. 5 down, 3 to go here in heat race number 2. Tanner Tecco and Danny Mumal going at it. That's for 7th and 8th right now as Tecco slides in front of Mumal. Devin Borden holds on to the race lead here. Bobby Elliott holding on to 7th. He'll be 1 spot out if he can't get back by Jordan Ryan. A white flag in the air. Down the back chute 1 final time into turn 3 and 4. Taking home heat race number 2 in the 45, the Daredevil, Devin Borden. Casey Jedrzak will come home in 2nd. Caleb Helm, Seth Sabo, Zane DeVault. Jordan Ryan, your top 6. But taking home heat race number 2 from Raymond, Washington in the 45, it's the Daredevil, Devin Borden. Heat race number 3 brought to you by Adaptive One Caliper. Upgrade your braking systems with Adaptive One brake calipers. These high-quality direct fit replacements feature advanced E-coat technology for superior corrosion resistance and performance, ensuring safety and style with OE match colors and easy installation. Again, that is Adaptive One brake calipers, your Heat Race 3 sponsor. And your 3rd and final heat race lines up like this on the pole from Findlay, Ohio in the STP Motorsports Big Red Truck Wash, Smith Titanium Jocko Sprint Parts, the 32 of Bryce Lucius. To the outside from Enon Valley, Pennsylvania in the Schauhaus Landscape Construction, McFarland Lumber and Pallets, Bobby Clark Racing, Watkins Turf Care, that's the 38 of Leighton Wagner. Starting in 3rd spot from Evans City, Pennsylvania in Superior Tank and Trailer, Ravens Trailer, Rustler Sales and Services, Hobart Auto Parts, the 22 of Brandon Spithauler. On the outside from Fairland, Indiana, in the Rudsig Excavating, Centerline Boring, Smith Titanium, AL Driveline, 49X, that's Cale Thomas. Starting in the 5th spot from Mount Vernon, Ohio, in the 89 Homes, K&R Supply, Buckeye, Auto Care, Schaefer's Oil, that is the 7-star of Tyler Street. Starting in the 6th spot from Sacramento, California, in the Triple J Towing, Burkhardt Financial, Harris Distributing, C&H, Veteran Enterprises, that is the 101 of Caleb Henry. Starting 7th from Benton Ridge, Ohio, in the DNC Hydraulics, Ohio Logistics, Miller Customs, that is the W20 of Greg Wilson. And on the outside from Holmesville, Ohio, in the Simcox Grinding Steel, Amanda Lewis, Attorney at Law, that is the 81 of Race Jacobs. And rounding out the field from Mansfield, Ohio, in the Precision Lube and Wash, Shock Drywall. That is the 6J of Jonah Almond. That is how your third and final heat race will line up here tonight. Are out. So we'll get ready to go racing here for your third and final heat race. Then we will do the Islander in dice roll for tonight's invert for our dash. Lucius Wagner on the front row here for heat race number 3. Green flag is out. Good start for Caleb Henry as he'll go slide chop for the race lead right off the bat. Caleb Henry, the 101, shot out of a cannon right off the bat. Bryce Lucius takes the race lead back, but here comes Henry again to the inside, slides back up. Bryce Lucius, Caleb Henry has the race lead. Lucius to the inside now in 1 and 2. He'll slide up, take the race lead back. Henry to the inside as a battle of sliders being thrown between your 1 and 2 spot. Caleb Henry now going to slide up at the exit of turn number 4. Bryce Lucius holds the bottom. Bryce Lucius, Caleb Henry. Here comes Lucius again to the inside. He'll slide up. Here comes Cale Thomas to join the fray. Cale Thomas now in the 3rd spot is now Caleb Henry back to the inside. Cale Thomas right behind Bryce Lucius. So Caleb Henry holds the race lead. Here comes Lucius again. Going to go to the bottom side, slide up at the exit of turn number 1 and 2. Ken Henry back underneath. Cale Thomas right there in striking distance between these two. Bryce Lucius to the inside, slides up in front again. Caleb Henry back underneath, holds on to this race lead. Here comes Cale Thomas now, goes to the bottom side, tries to get by Bryce Lucius. Caleb Henry, Bryce Lucius, Cale Thomas, 1, 2, and 3. Lucius again, slider for the race lead. Lucius holds on. So now Lucius has the race lead, but here comes Caleb Henry again. He'll slide up at the exit of 2. Holds on. Cale Thomas down in the 2nd spot. The 49X waited for his opportunity. He takes over 2nd. Brandon Spithaller now. Pressure on the 7th star of Tyler Street. Cale Thomas, Caleb Henry going at it right now for your top spot as Cale Thomas takes the race lead. Caleb Henry now to the inside in turn 3 and 4. That's car upside down. Red flag will wave Leighton Wagner upside down in turn 1 and 2. as driver is okay. So contact there between Jacobs and Leighton Wagner. And Leighton Wagner gets upside down in turn 2. It's a flat right rear on the 81 of Race Jacobs. So you can see Leighton Wagner walking off the speedway. He'll get a ride back to the pit area. And you look at the damage on Race Jacobs there. Wing damage, flat right rear. So again, with 2 laps to go, no guaranteed time in the work area. Jacobs in the Saldana oil tank work area. And this heat race might get even more interesting between Caleb Henry, Cale Thomas, Bryce Lucius, Tyler Street, and Brandon Spithaller, as your top 5 were all going at it before that red flag came out. So this battle might heat up as soon as we go back to the green flag. But talk about shot out of a cannon. Caleb Henry started in the 6th spot, and in the first corner goes from 6th to 1st. So as of right now, before this heat race is checkered, your top 6 in points that would go on to the dash: Trey Jacobs, Seth Sabo, Chris Myers, Devin Borden, Henry Malcutt, and Zane DeVault. That is your top 6 in points so far. Still have this heat race to go. So Race Jacobs is ready, will rejoin the field here. So restarting order will look like this. Caleb Henry, Cale Thomas, Bryce Lucius, Tyler Street, Brandon Spithaler, and now Greg Wilson will go into that 6th spot for the final transfer. Greg Wilson has had a really good week off. As Greg Wilson went last night, finished 2nd at Sharon, had a top 5 performance at Clinton County a week ago as well. Truckworks of Ohio start cone set up on the front stretch. Single file restart. Caleb Henry will set the pace here. Ballman Auto Group pace truck will pull in. Caleb Henry, Cale Thomas, Bryce Lucius, Tyler Street, Brandon Spithaler, Greg Wilson, your top 6. Green flag back in the air. Into turn 1 and 2 they will go. Caleb Henry goes to the bottom side. Cale Thomas will go top. Henry slides up in front. Here comes Cale Thomas to the inside. Into turn 3 and 4. Thomas going to throw a slider there on the 101. Cale Thomas holds on to the race lead. White flag in the air. Cale Thomas, Caleb Henry, 1 and 2 right now. As there goes Henry, tried to make a move. Brandon Spithaler on the move. He'll go to the inside on Bryce Lucius for the 3rd spot. Brandon Spithaler up to 3rd. Cale Thomas going to win. Caleb Henry, Bryce Lucius gets the 3rd spot back. Brandon Spithaler 4th. Tyler Street, Greg Wilson, your top 6. So taking home the final heat race of the evening for the All-Stars, the 49X of Cale Thomas, Caleb Henry, Bryce Lucius, Brandon Spithaler, Tyler Street, and Greg Wilson, your transfers.